Hello everyone, it's Berlin Biker back again with a new first impression video. What are we running today? Well, a few weeks back, the Honda shop in Berlin, Zweirad-Shop Cintula, which is in the southern part of Berlin, right around Tempelhof, if you are, Berlin local or whatever, they reached out saying they have two new bikes in stock and they wanted me to ride. One of them, the 2018 Honda CB1000R. This beautiful cafe naked bike, collab homologation, beautiful bike. So before I jump into the specs and all of that, what it is and how powerful it is and all of that, let's roll some sexy slow-mo film for you guys. But let's do that. So if you guys consult the Honda brochure on this bike, it's going to say a few big buzzwords, and I think it makes a lot of sense, right? It's minimalist, it's retro, it's urban. It is what Honda is using to define their new neo cafe racer look, right? I think Honda, when they were sitting down to pin this design, they were thinking, I was like, okay, what does the cafe bike of, the 1960s, what did it look like? And now what would that bike, and in that kind of same scenario of, short, strong, and powerful engine in a smaller frame, getting from coffee shop to coffee shop in short distance little sprints, what does that bike look like in 2100 or 2150, 100 years from now? What does this bike look like? And honestly, I think they did a really good job to pin that design here. So what powers this bike? It is a 998cc liquid-cooled 4-cylinder engine, right? It is coming out of the previous generation, the CBR1000R, right? They're full-on race bike. It's coming directly out of there. It has some tinkering that went on with it. It has forged pistons instead of casted. It has a little more compression, things like that to make the engine a little more durable in this kind of setting for it. And inside with that engine, with all of that power and the CCs you get 145.5 horsepower at 10,500 RPMs. Yeah, 10,500 RPMs. Bitch is up there. And with that you get, I think it's 104 pounds of torque. So this bike is quick. It's quick off the line. It's quick in the corners. It is a hell of a bike. This bike has a 6-speed shifter. This one also has a aftermarket installed quick shifter. So if once you're above that 2,500 RPM range, that limit, you can actually start using without the clutch and just kind of shift around to get there where you want to go quicker. All right, so driving this bike is a throttle-by-wire design system, and in addition to that, there are 4 driver modes. You have sport, you have standard, also called default, and rain mode, which makes sense for this much power, and then you have a user mode, and you can change things, like if you want traction control on or off, or if you want full strength in the engine, or what level you want the RPMs to shut off at, or whatever it is. The only thing that you cannot do is turn ABS off. New European legislation says that ABS has to be standard on all bikes coming out in 2018 and newer. So you can't turn the ABS off on this, which, to be honest, like, unless you're a street Rossi out there, you shouldn't be turning ABS off anyway. This bike has too much power for the street. You want ABS. So fuel consumption on this bike, not like it really matters since it is a 1000cc naked bike. It's about 5.8 liters per 100 kilometers. So the bitch is thirsty. It's definitely a thirsty bike. Like most other bikes in this price range, it has a slipper clutch, which makes shifting very easy on it. In addition to that, max speed on the bike is 230 kilometers an hour, which is way quicker than I will be riding this bike in Berlin. So don't you worry about that. Suspension front and rear are supplied by Showa, fully adjustable, obviously. Has really cool, the upside down inverted fork, or the upside down inverted. That's the same thing. The inverted suspension on the front looks really cool, giving you the black anodized fork legs. The bike has 17-inch front and rear wheels, which is good in stopping those. It's a massive 310mm dual Tokyo brakes set up in the front. I believe it's like a 256 in the back. Both of them are being stopped by 4 piston designs. A cool feature on this bike that I haven't really heard of on other bikes is that when you left for this helicopter to fly by. Alright, hopefully you guys can still hear. So what's really cool on this bike that I've never heard of in the past is if you hit the back brake on this bike, all 4 pistons will clamp, slowing the bike down, but it'll also send a signal to the front brake where a single piston will slow down the front brake in parallel with the rear brake. I've never heard of that before. I think it's a really cool feature, and it makes sense if you need to slow down. The headlights, the tail lights, the blinkers, every single light source on this bike is powered by LED technology, making it super bright but also making it super small, which kind of fits with the flow of the bike. So another fun thing about this bike, there are 2 versions. There's this, the CB1000R, and then there's the CB1000R Plus. I am riding the CB1000R without the Plus. The difference between the two is the CBR1000 Plus has a little more aluminum around the tank and the shrouds and the radiator guards and some side panels. It's all aluminum. In addition to that, it comes stock or standard with heated grips and a quick shifter. No real need for heated grips right now. It's summer in Berlin, but the quick shifter was actually installed on this bike because the owner of the dealership liked it. So I'm not going to complain on that. But this bike is priced right about $13,000, which puts it in the kind of a really interesting group of competitors, right? It kind of has the Yamaha XSR 900, which is a few thousand less. It's in between the Triumph Thruxton and the Thruxton R. But I think, honestly, the closest thing that's going to come to its competitor right now is going to be the Ducati Scrambler 1100. It's recently released at 1100 cc's. I honestly think it is going to be the closest thing for the price, the style, what it's going after. I think that's going to be its true competition. If you want to get, a little more of the classic look, I think you're going to probably go to that Triumph Thruxton R. But if you're looking for the newer engine, newer technology, this is where it's at. I think this is a great looking bike. But I think that's it right now. Let's go for a ride.
So the kickstand is something that's kind of controversial already. It's really hard to get to. I don't know if you can see, but you basically can't get to it unless you use your heel. And it looks really small for how big of a bike this is. But it does its job, so that's cool. Kind of kicks back up there. Comfort wise, you're sitting forward, like way more forward than I expected on this bike. Easy controls, everything is super easy to get to. What else? Oh, I'm trying something new with this first impression video, guys. I have my external microphone. I'm gonna make sure my my phone is zipped away and safe, because I don't want my phone falling out, because that would be bad. It's not. Okay, that's good. That's good. Cool. Okay, so I have my external recorder sticking out of the back of my backpack right now, covered, so hopefully it can pick up the sound of the engine just a little bit better. So, what are we doing? Let's go ride this. Bike is so fast. Okay, so impressions, right? You guys know how this goes. This isn't scripted or anything like that. This is just me telling you what I'm seeing and feeling while I'm riding this bike for the very first time. The bars are good width. They're a little bit wider than my shoulders. It makes it really easy to... Cool, Harley, bro. It just makes it comfortable. I have no issue with this. One thing that I would say is I am sitting very forward, right? My crotch area, crotchal region, is definitely up against the front of this tank. It is way more of aggressive of a experience than I expected. Oh, I always forget about this. There is a highway entrance right here onto the Autobahn. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to go up this bitch real quick. Yeah, well, let's see how quickly we can do this. But what about it? Super aggressive sitting, way more forward than I expected. It's very mimicky of the KTM 1290 Super Duke, which I guess makes sense. All right. Front. Oh my god! Oh shit! This bike is stupid quick! Oh my god! It is so nice! Okay, that... Oh, cool. Alright, so the grips are not wide enough where your hands fall off, so that's good. Oh wow, I'm just trying to catch my breath after that. That shocked me. Ooh, it smells really good right here, like cinnamon bread or something. This bike is quick. This engine. So there's a light on the top right that blinks when you're supposed to. Oh, is blue mean engine brake? Green mean no. What's what? I think green means it's using engine brake, and I think it flashes blue when you need to shift, the optimal shift. Yellow is when you're getting too high. That's how I would assume that means. But what about it? Okay, so it is a very comfortable seating position once you get used to it, right? It's the tank. It does a really good job of being narrow, where your legs open up, and then it gives it really good. It gives it really good, sorry, I'm just mind-blowing. There's a really good contact patch between your knee and the tank before it diverges out and gets a little wider. It makes the flickability of this bike for such a large bike, it is really, really skinny it feels. It's very smooth. I'm very impressed with it. The grips they're nothing special. They're nice. Everything here is easy. I feel like if I had to switch riding modes, that would have to take my hand off completely. Grabbing the clutch, super easy, one finger. I'd probably just do it with the 3, it's totally fine. Front brake, easy. It squeezes easy. Back brake also really easy. The shifter, the quick shift, super nice. Super nice. Ooh, I felt ABS coming on 4th right there. That's crazy. Alright, let's go find some more tunnels and do some more of that. Gotta find some tunnels! This bike. This bike is super comfortable. The seat is definitely hard, but I have no issue with seats. So I'm sorry, I'm probably the worst person to talk to you about like if a seat's comfortable or not. I think because I have a little extra meat on my derriere because I do the squats. Wow. Yeah, I think because I have a little more meat on my butt, I don't really have an issue with seats being uncomfortable, which is good. It's definitely good. But I like this. It's definitely forward. I have my back brace on with my backpack, and what I've noticed with these sportier bikes is that you're in a position where you're sitting pretty far forward, so your backpack kind of is pushing into your back brace from the top of it down. So your shoulders are kind of being brought backwards. It's an uncomfortable position, but it's not bad, right? I'm also carrying around a full camera bag with like 2 lenses and a tripod and a camera, so you know what? It's not something I'd ride every day with, but I just wanted to make sure I had everything I needed to make you guys a nice little video about this 2018 Honda CB-R, which I am continuously excited about. Alright, where am I going? I should probably turn the fuck off. Alright, so there's definitely traffic there, so I don't want to go backwards. Oh my god. This bike just sounds stupid quick. This bike gets attention wherever you're at. So it has a lot of good torque at the bottom. Like, I haven't felt like I'm going to stall this bike, which for some of the inline 4s that I've ridden in the past, it's very easy. Very easy indeed. Woohoo! All right, front wheel coming up. Wow. This bike is quick. Like, I know it's quick, right? It's 1,000 cc, 998 cc, inline 4, liquid cooled, blah, blah, blah. But until you're actually on it, you don't really understand what 145 horsepower feels like. You don't feel like 105 pounds of torque. It's hard to comprehend. And when you're coming from a bike like the MT-07 or something smaller, even like a 300, like, this bike is too much. This bike is way too much for your average person. And I don't care what people say, this bike is way too much. You need some open roads for this bike to truly enjoy it. And I will stick to that. If you are looking for a city bike, Ooh. This might be a little overkill, because you're never gonna get out of first gear, ever. Okay, cool dialing gun. Let's, insane. This bike's insane. Oh my god. Oh, but he beat me. Right. Let's try to get on that highway. Gucci gang. Oh, it says OMG, not gang. What else about this bike? So sport mode is stupid. It's absolutely insane. I love it in every bit. This dash is really easy to see. I've had no issues with it. It's a little far down, but if you put it any higher, you're definitely going to ruin the whole naked bike feel. And I have no issue, right? It's a quick glance to see what you need. The turn signals, really easy to use. It doesn't automatically turn off, which is kind of annoying. Like the Harley, I think that spoiled me last weekend when I drove those. So I think green means I gotta shift, blue means it's gotta shift quicker. Oh, do you see how it turns colors from blue to green? Ooh, it's so nice. So retro, so beautiful. Oh, fuck, that tunnel. How do I get there? Figure out where I'm at. This bike just wants to pick up speed so quickly. Wait, how do I get into this tunnel? Wait, I want to do that. Yeah, I definitely want to do that. Run. So you feel the ABS. It's not a lot, but you just feel it. And you, if not ABS, traction control. What about balance? Yeah, bike's super easy to balance. It just wants to keep rolling. no issue there. Need a sense is like Tempelhof, Tiergarten, Charlottenburg, Schoenberg. Should I go right? Oh, I want to ride this bike for much longer than I have it. Absolutely enthralled with this bike. It is stunning. Oh, man. Honda did a really good job with this bike. I have nothing but the best things to say about this. There's not a single thing about this bike that I haven't liked so far. Oh, also, I'm at a stop. I'm 5'8" on a good day, and I have no issue being flat-footed. Ooh, yo, traction control just came on hard right there, to the point where it slowed me down, and I almost went over front. That was weird. Interesting. I don't know how to turn that off now, or how to make sure it's back on. So what I was just saying, at a stop sign, no issue whatsoever, which is good because I'm not a very tall rider. But if you are a taller rider, you'll probably be a little more comfortable than I am on this bike, but not too tall. I feel like bikes aren't really made for people over that like 6'3" mark. It's just gonna be uncomfortable. This honestly feels a lot like the MT-09, if you've ridden that, in terms of aggressive, like where the bars are, where your hands lay comfortably, where your hips are. It feels very similar to that. So if you like that, you're gonna like this. Oh, it's like a flea market. I have a flea market. I don't know if you like the cheap chop. Cheap chop. Oh, there's a cyclist. Tempelhof. Cool. I gotta go that way. It's getting a little warm. What else? These mirrors are not very useful. They're very small. And I can't really see past my right shoulder. I feel like getting a pair of extensions here would be really cool on the bike, especially because it also has those kind of throwback vintage look of a cafe bike of yonder. So if you like that, you probably like that. Alright, Tempelhof, cool. This bike gets some stairs. There's a cop. Not gonna be a dick. Hope the external sound recorder can pick up what I'm hearing right now. This exhaust, for being a stock exhaust, might honestly be the best sounding exhaust I've ever heard. It's just wonderful. That was a bit of a harsh bump. It wasn't too bad though. It is what it is. But yeah, this exhaust sounds amazing. Full metal tank. They spent some money on this bike, like just making it nice. This plastic's there. I don't think that's bad. I think it looks just fine. Sport Hall, Schellenberg. Figure out how to get out of here. But this bike is wonderful. Literally, there's no heat coming off. There's nothing weird happening. There's nothing uncomfortable. This bike is just, it is what it is. It is a lovely little street cafe, neo, however you want to call it. It is what it is. I don't know if this is a good touring bike. Honestly, I think this engine is a little peppy for a touring bike, and I feel like it would be hard to control, which I guess makes sense, right? If you want a touring bike, you get a Gold Ring, you get an Africa Twin, you get something like this. This bike is for going real fast around the streets and going up into the mountains and hitting some corners. The wheel just wants to come up. Insane. This bike is beautiful. Honda did an amazing job with this. They really did an amazing job. I am so happy right now. It's just insane. The level of bike that you get in this like $13,000 range is wonderful. Alright, I need to remember how to get there. Beamer. Oh, that's definitely not a McDonald's ad on the back of that windshield, but it's pretty close. Oh, come on. I want to go on the highway. So I've done this before. I know where my next exit, and I believe it's, wait, it's not Tempelhofer Dam. It's the next one. It's on the right side, it's right there. That's where I need to go. Oberlandstraße. So the wind on this bike isn't bad. Like, I don't feel, like, yeah, I definitely feel in the elements, but like, that makes sense, right? It's a naked bike. But it's not bad. I don't feel like the wind is overly hitting me. Cool. Cool, guys, just making up your own rules, doing what you want. how to do this. I know where it's at. It's there. I just don't know how to get there. Wait, yeah, I do. Because I went down that road. I know where I'm at. Okay, now it's in front of me. I know where I'm going. Na 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 na. This road scares me. It's a little bumpy. And found it. Alright, once again, this first impression video was brought to you by Zweirad-Shop Cintula Honda in Tempelhof, Berlin. This is what the beautiful dealership looks like. Once again, website will be included down below. I thank you guys so much for allowing me this opportunity. Come down. They have a beautiful selection of Honda motorcycles. Everyone is super friendly here. And let's